Hello, everybody, and welcome to Day 9 of Expedition Online Vesuvius. I'm your commentator, Sam Donovan, and with me tonight is Head of Production, Shane Byrne. Shane, how are you doing tonight?
I'm great. I'm loving the season. How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. I'm very excited because, as we saw last night, we have officially hit the rendezvous. So this is obviously where the game really starts, right? This is where it's going to pick up. We have 7 former Team Adams, 3 former Team Wendells, and that's a huge difference in players. So let's just get right to the strategy talk. In your opinion, how do you approach it? First off, from the 7, the majority on Team Adam, and then how would you approach it if you were on Team Wendell at this point?
Well, I would say one thing that's important is if you're on the bottom of either side, the 2 bottoms should come together and they can form a new majority. Obviously, that works well when the numbers are more even. With the 7 to 3, like the 3 know that they're on the bottom. But those that are like number 7 and 6 on Team Adam should consider making a move and doing something with the Wendells. And one thing to note too, and maybe this is just coincidence, but I believe in the majority of our seasons, the team that goes in outnumbered in the rendezvous does walk away with the winner of the season. Team Rob got it, Team Kelly got it, Janet was the one exception in season 2.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see what happens here.
That's an interesting point there, and it's a total, you almost have that chip on your shoulder, so you approach the rendezvous with that chip and you try to take advantage of it. And speaking of advantages, we know there's a ton of advantages out there, so even with a deficit, you can definitely make a comeback with anything in your pocket, anything a little special there.
Right, and more advantages to come. Rendezvous, you always want to keep your eyes and ears peeled. The players might learn that the hard way tonight.
Yeah, definitely. So as I go into tonight, 2 players that I'm keeping my eye on are Schneidman and Holly. Schneidman integrated himself very well, very subtly at the rendezvous. He was, using people's first names when talking to them, being the nice guy, trying to, be that person to welcome people in. So I think he's got a good leg up from the minority. And in terms of Holly, she's been wanting to play, and she's won a lot. And as well as anybody, when you win a lot of competitions in a row, you get that itch. You almost want to vote somebody out, right? So those are 2 people that I'm keeping my eye on. Are there any players that you're watching with a specific eye?
Yeah, so those 2 are very good picks to look at. I'm looking at, from Team Adam, I'm looking at Dixon because he's clearly the one on the bottom. He received all of the votes the last time they went to Crossroads. And he has some advantages up his sleeve, so he's shown that he could find advantages in the past. Yesterday, after lights went out, he picked up a shortcut advantage that went out yesterday, so he has a little power moving forward. And from Team Wendell, I'm looking at JJ. And I'm looking at JJ, one, because he has a compass, but also the Team Adams are pegging him as the leader of Team Wendell, so it'll be interesting to see how he navigates that, because I think he's in a good spot, but I don't know that I would say there's a leader of the Wendells. So it'll just be interesting to see how does JJ navigate that potential target on him.
Yes, I think that's a good call. I mean, they're all 3 essentially targets. I would put them at a 1/3 chance almost to be that target if one of them doesn't pull it out in the competition. So we have an action-packed night planned tonight, so let's see if Team Wendell can make that comeback or if Team Adam is just poised to dominate the remainder of the competition. Let's see what the players have to say about it.
This is what I call a celebration peanut butter and jelly.
I'm not going to tell anybody about this because, in my opinion, telling people about advantages in Survivor or even Expedition is what I'm going to call Expedition suicide.
The numbers are on our side, and I also feel like the other party may have screwed themselves a little bit in terms of their perception by our party, in that they went into a couple of days ago when there was the false start merge where they put us together and made us think that it was going to be one tribal and then it was separate tribals. The other party came in trying to scam us, and I mean, I do not take kindly to scammers. They had a plan, at least this is my interpretation. I could be reading this wrong, but my interpretation is that they had a plan to come in, tell us all one name, and try to get us to put all the votes of that person, play a compass on that person, save them, and flip it around.
I think this is the point of the game where we need to start thinking about final assent and who we would want to be up against in a final vote off to see who will win the game. So I honestly look at Schneidman, JJ, and Rachel, the three coming in from Team Wendell on the rendezvous. And I don't think I want to be with any of those three at the end.
And I'm going to keep fighting my ass off until that they say my name is gone, because I want this so bad. It is so stupid, but I want it really bad. Like, I could use the life W.
What I want to happen and what my main objective is for all the advantages to be flushed. I want to be the only one in the game with an advantage. And I know some people in this game have advantages, so my main objective tonight is to flush as many of those as I can. So last night, Team Adam was talking about splitting the votes, and that's the best case scenario, honestly, because Hager's not going to be there. So I'll get Holly to use her extra vote, and I think Schneidman still has his too. So I'll get Schneidman to use his, and there goes the double extra vote, and I'm going to try to get the person who has the steal vote, who I think is on Team Wendell, to play it too. So how tonight should work is that I'm going to hop with Team Wendell, and it should be a 5-4-2 vote, I believe, but that's without the steal vote.
Tomorrow is not my funeral. I will not go home tomorrow because I am playing my compass tomorrow while I'm not here. So, day after that, game on. Game on for finding new idols, game on for forging new alliances.
Today's challenge is Pillars of Pompeii. It is inspired by the ancient Roman columns or pillars found all around the city of Pompeii. You will need 3 pieces of uncooked spaghetti, 9 uncooked rigatoni, and some Play-Doh or some clay. All explorers will be starting at the same time. You will put your hands behind your back, pick up each piece of rigatoni with your mouth, and thread 3 on each piece of spaghetti to build our Pillars of Pompeii. We will play this challenge in 3 rounds. We will start with all 10 explorers and whittle it down to the top 5. From the top 5, we will take the fastest 3. From the fastest 3, the very fastest explorer will be the winner of the first individual exemption of Expedition Online Vesuvius. Do you have what it takes? Good luck.
Welcome everyone to our first individual exemption challenge, Pillars of Pompeii. We are playing for individual exemption, so the player who wins will be the only person who will be safe and exempt tonight from the vote at Crossroads. So first challenge of the rendezvous, so now is where the challenges in the Crossroads become all that much more important. All the varied players from here forward will make up the jury and will be voting for the explorers that make it to the end of the expedition. Hager had an excused absence for today, so he will not receive any penalty votes at the Crossroads. He is still eligible for votes, whether or not he can make it there. All right. So will you get buried by the competition or rise from the ashes? Let's begin. Today's competition will be played out in 3 rounds. First 5 players to compete in the first round make it on to round 2. And from there, the first 3 to finish will make it to the final round, where the winner will be named.
The shirt was off, my blood was going, my energy was through the roof.
All right, starting in 3, 2, 1, go. All right, getting started here. Players are still encouraged. Keep your eyes peeled. You never know when something may pop up. A clue, a new phrase. We got a few players here off to a really fast start. Holly has already completed 1 pillar. Looks like Dixon has completed 2. Who else? Nyman just finishing his first one. Matthew's finished the pillar. Dixon's done. Looks like Kayla's on her last one. She's almost done. JJ is done.
Done.
I don't really think I'm gonna try too hard because I know that I'm not gonna be the fastest. Like, I was practicing and I was like, yeah, there's no way. So I kind of just conceded at the beginning because I don't want to build a target.
So, remaining in the challenge, we have Dixon, Holly, JJ, Kayla, and Sophia. For round 2, we are taking 3 into the final. Starting in 3, 2, 1, go. Okay. Looks like Sophia off to a hard start. She's the only one 2 so far. Dixon's already got 3 on one. 1 on the other. So far, it looks like Holly is behind. Trailing right now. Oh, Kayla out of nowhere is just about finished. Kayla has finished. And Dixon has finished. Yeah, I've got Sophia and Holly. You have been eliminated from the competition.
I was rooting for Kayla. She's a member of my alliance, and I wanted everybody else to kind of be on the table as an option to vote out.
All right, down to our final 3. We've got Dixon, JJ, and Kayla. It has been tight between you 3 all 3 rounds. This could come down to a photo finish. This is going to be fun. All right, you all have to look ready. Let's stop wasting time. Ready in 3, 2, 1, go. Dixon gets his first one on real quick. Kayla right behind him. JJ struggling just a little bit. But he's got it, and he's got number 2. Kayla looks like she's got number 2 as well. So does Dixon. Dixon drops his 3rd. Kayla's got 3 as well. Oh, everyone's onto their 2nd pillar. 2 for Dixon. Dixon drops his 3rd. Kayla's dropping her 3rd as JJ drops his 3rd. So it looks like Dixon, Kayla, JJ at the moment. It's going to come down to a real close battle. Dixon is finished. Dixon has won by seconds as Kayla was right behind him. JJ not that far behind. Tight battle. Shirts off. All right, so Dixon will have exemption tonight at the Crossroads where we will see all of you. 1 will be voted out and deserted there. Have a good night.
But let me tell you something though, whenever we went into that challenge, I knew right away I was going to win because the shirt came off and I was unleashing the superpower that I talked about in my application video. And I'll remind you that I played Expedition online, like a mini version of it, and I really believe that since I was forced to put a shirt on, that's the reason I lost.
And with that, Pillars of Pompeii goes to Dixon. You called it from the start, Shane. Dixon needed this one, and he went out firing and got the win, so he's exempt at Crossroads tonight.
Yeah, that's a huge win for him. Let's see if this propels him to make a move, because it's pretty evident. I think he realizes it based on his confessionals, and on the outside, we've all seen it. He's clearly on the bottom of Team Adam since they already voted him out. He has a correct advantage play. Now he has at least 1 exemption win on his belt, so he is building some steam. Will they view him as a target and also couple that with the fact that he was on the bottom and try to get him out next time? I don't know. But right now, he can't go anywhere, and he has a huge opportunity to shake up the game tonight.
Yeah, for sure. He's playing with a full deck of cards right now, and, you know, like you said, kind of slowly building that resume. And you mentioned him playing a correct advantage. There's a lot of advantages out there right now. Would you mind giving a quick rundown of what's all out there at the time right now?
Sure. So we have compasses in Hager's pocket from Team Adam and JJ from Team Wendell. These are claimed by recognizing Jonathan's key phrase at our challenges. Dixon yesterday found the shortcut advantage that Adam clued us into in his video announcing the rendezvous. Dixon picked up that. Holly and Schneidman have extra votes from the summit that they went to with Janet, and Meredith picked up a steal a vote. So those are all the advantages out there right now. As you may have noticed, we introduced one during the challenge, a clue to a compass. A clue room popped up. Nobody's found it yet, but the night is still young.
The night is certainly young. We have a full strategy session ready to go, and Dixon is ready to rock with that necklace around his neck, if you will. So this should be a very interesting vote tonight. Let's see if Team Wendell, former Team Wendell anyway, can put their heads together and try to sway something, or if Team Adam can just stick it out and stay 7 strong at this point. Without further ado, let's see what strategy brings us.
One of the high points for me was that I won individual exemption, which I'm extremely happy for, because honestly, if I didn't win that, I wouldn't be shocked if Team Adam tried to stab me in the back and take me out.
I am glad that Dixon won, though. If I was not to win, that was a really good win for my game for Dixon, because Dixon is somebody who, if he's not protected, he's going to be more erratic. He is going to be afraid that everybody's gunning for him, even if they're not. And there's a good chance that they will be. So I'm glad that he could feel secure.
Dixon did great. That sucks. I do not want to play with him. He is my target. Because he came after me. Fucker. That's okay. I'll figure it out.
This maybe feels awkward, but I know that we're all rendezvoused now. So, we're going to have to get down to it and start going for people we've worked with for a while. So I don't feel bad talking to you guys about that strategy. Unfortunately, you've been forced to do that for a couple crossroads now. Sorry.
Yeah.
Party Adam literally sucks. They just are boring, wet noodles who do not want to play the game. And at this moment, not a single one of them deserve to win.
I mean, look, you guys could pick us off one by one. And then I've already heard your team has like a pecking order, and then, hope you're not at the bottom of your Team Adam's pecking order, or you could definitely gain 3 votes and work with us, and we'll probably do whatever you want us to do.
Yeah, we have nothing, so use us.
Mm-hmm. They're the last 3 in their party of however many we started with, 9, I think. So they're obviously playing the game well, and that's scary alone. And it's scarier the more even that these parties get. So I knew that we had to take one of their own out.
I don't know where the rest of my tribe wants to go. They said that they wanted to split the votes. I think that's kind of absurd. I just think it's way too risky, especially with Hagar not being there and the steal vote being in play. The other party has a real shot of potentially getting the numbers in their favor, with the Dixon potentially flipping.
Immediately, Dixon asked Sophia to go into a room with him. He chooses a room with 4 spots in it, and so I'm like, well, I'm gonna fucking follow too if you're just gonna go into a public room.
I'll just tell you guys, there's a clue out there, and me and Sophie got it.
Okay.
I saw you in the compass clue room.
How can you win the win?
An obvious clue. What does that mean? What does that mean? Oh my freaking gosh!
Say again?
I freaking sent him the picture, but he says it's not right. I know it's right. I know it is. It's gotta be on here somewhere. He said send the picture of the person. I sent it. Oh, how do you find this?
Dixon is putting on this dramatic show of how he hasn't found the answer yet. He's flopping around and yelling and being super dramatic, which just makes me feel like maybe he already found it. He's just playing it up.
I'm sorry, guys. I'm going crazy. I'm sorry, but I know I have it.
Did you want to go into a private room with just Sophia?
No, I don't care. Like, you guys can know about the clue. I don't care. I'm working with you guys. There's a difference.
Okay, well, you just said her name, so I wanted to be polite.
No. If it was like somebody else I wasn't working with, then yeah, but I'm working with you guys, so you guys are fine. Hey, Sophie, did you find the clue?
No, I don't know who it is.
Okay.
Gotta be here somewhere, guys. We gotta find it. I don't care who finds it. One of us has to find it. One of us does, so they don't get it. I don't care.
I don't know if they went into that room at all.
Yeah, I don't think
only
they have
saw
the-
you in there.
Yeah. They don't have the clue, so we should be all right.
We have been searching for a compass so hard, and I just don't even know what to look for anymore or where to look. It just seems like impossible.
Oh, look at that. Right there. Another freaking compass. Let's go, baby. Oh, look at that. Let's see this bad boy. Oh, compass right there. Oh.
I know we were all going to vote Rachel before, and I feel like maybe Rachel would be a good vote tonight. But maybe we should say we're going for JJ. What do you guys think about that?
Yeah, I'm good with that.
Because I am afraid that they still have a compass.
Yeah, me too.
And I think if we try to hint at the fact that like we're leaning JJ, that could be enough to like have them play it on him if they do have it.
Yeah.
Because I also think like splitting is dangerous.
Yeah, I think splitting's really dangerous.
I still have such a bad read on Dixon. He's just so difficult for me.
I mean, I think Holly's the smartest choice. That would be, I feel like, the biggest move for all of them.
Yes, I agree. And they were like, she has a story, which we don't know, which she shared with her group, but we don't know.
Who has a
And I was
story?
like, Holly. And it's like, well, it's a game, friends. You know, so Dixon's going to be a little tough in general, to keep wrangled. But
I mean, I'm guessing that's why he's at the bottom of their block, because they know he'll go rogue.
yes, they are just sat in a room. Kayla, Dixon, Sophia, and Holly, Matthew, Meredith.
I was so close to winning exemption, so that just like sucked because it would have just been nice to have that, and then it would have just made it a little bit easier to navigate.
Sam!
Hey.
Dixon, I was hoping you would come chat with us.
Believe me, I was trying to get out of there as fast as I could, but they kept talking to me.
Well, what's going on?
Okay,
What's their
so we still haven't. They want to talk to the other tribe first before they pick a name. Is what's going on. It's like between us three, they were trying to decide. Like Sophia and Kayla were who to target between you three, but we don't have a name yet. Like I promise, okay. But the overall goal is for me to get back in there and to find out what the name is, okay?
I was excited. It felt like Dixon was flippable. That was the first one. You know, after the last team challenge, he's begging me for a compass. And I'm like, dude, I'm the one going to Crossroads. So it felt like, you know, he knew he was on the bottom. Hager freaking made a list of the pecking order. So I knew Dixon was flippable.
Okay.
Yeah. This is what I think we should do, okay? Be honest with me. Do one of you guys have a compass?
I don't have anything.
None of you guys have anything. Because, like, I'm being serious. Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to flash a number, and that's who to play the compass on. Whoever has it.
Dixon, are you still good to vote for Holly?
Yes, I'll vote Holly, but we need to get the numbers, though, is the thing. So you have an extra vote, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And how many do we need? We need...
Sophia would be 5. And that's all we
Sophia would be
need.
5.
And then the extra vote's 6.
Okay. So,
we have
I just need to get one person from Team Adam, is all you're saying.
Yeah, and I think that person would be Sophia.
Okay, and then we want to do, like I said, we're going to do Holly, right?
Yes.
Because I'm sticking my own neck on the line if this goes backwards. You get what I'm saying?
Absolutely. We got your back, Dixon.
Dixon, if you play this with us, I'm with you till the end. You have the three of us. We are going to keep you till the very end. We are going to have your back. Like, if you switch with us, you're with us till the end.
1,000%.
Didn't do any of the intermingling, but that doesn't change the fact that Dixon was intermingling with him the whole time, and he was working with him, and he was telling them that it was JJ because that's what we were telling Dixon.
Desperate people do desperate things. So I'm very worried.
Holly is starting to scare me.
Yeah.
Like, do you think this is our one chance to get rid of her or not?
I don't think so.
Because if we get rid of her, those three are still in the game. They can be a shield for us.
I think Holly and Hager are currently acting as pretty good shields. But we know how they operate a lot more than we know how JJ and Rachel operate.
You really think that?
I do. I think simply the fact that Hager and Holly are a little bit more vocal means that they're good shields, even if it doesn't mean that they're pulling the strings. I feel like I was able to relay a lot of information in a way that explained why I'm doing certain things and also explained how I'm still on certain people's teams, even when it seems like I'm working counterintuitively against them. I'm afraid that JJ and Rachel are actually pulling strings.
Who do you think's pulling the strings in our group then?
I think we haven't needed to have many strings pulled, honestly. Like, I'd say Holly more than Hager, but I don't think we've had enough strategic opportunity to actually see. I think we should do JJ and then evaluate tomorrow if we should do, or the next day, if we should do Rachel or Holly.
Are we gonna have the numbers though?
To do Holly?
Yeah.
Well, I think we got the three of us. Right?
The three of us.
You, me, and Kayla.
But I was also thinking, and I was like, Hager has to know he's a threat. He's personable, he's charming, he's really good at these fucking challenges. So I thought, supplicate myself to Hager. Dude, whatever you want. Like, these people aren't bringing you to the end. I just need a lifeline. You can get me out at any time. Use me to get some of your threats out. That felt like a good move. Then Hager didn't show up tonight. I didn't know he wasn't coming.
If we don't pick the three Team Wendells off, that's just, why are we even here? Like that, you're just stupid. I get you're trying to make big moves, but why not make big moves when it matters? Why not get the easiest outs out first? We have the numbers. And then start self-cannibalizing,
If you want to, you can turn the votes on me and use it however you want because I'm playing a compass tonight so I don't go home.
Oh.
So if you guys can use that to your advantage, have at it.
That's
okay.
And you're okay for us to do that? You are 100% sure you have a compass?
As long as you guys protect me later in the round, I don't give a shit what you do. I can't vote. I'm losing my vote because I'm not here.
And I really think people need to keep in mind that part, because that's strategy too when you tell people you're going to be gone. And that's one less person who's going to be voting.
But what I'm saying is you guys can act like you're getting me out just because I'm not here, but I'll be totally safe. So basically the power would be in your all's hands.
Okay, then we got it. We're on it. We'll
all
make it
right.
happen.
Just protect me in the end. All right, I got it. All
right.
See you guys. Enjoy.
Matthew.
See ya. Have fun.
I think we should totally do that. What do you think?
Yeah, we gotta talk to Kayla and the others and make sure we're all on the same page. But yes,
it was my job to get them to vote Hager.
I'm not gonna get sent home when I'm not here. I'll get sent home on my own terms, and it's coming down to the nitty gritty. I'm happy to have made it to the jury portion of the game, and that was a goal. But the more I play, the more taste for blood I need. I need to win.
hierarchically, right? Meredith, myself, Kayla, and Matthew are like who he'd like to play with. Hagar is like right next, like he's next on that next list, and then Sophia, and then Dixon potentially.
So we want to try to get them to vote for Hagar.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's the thing, right? Like, because then, I mean, if they did, I mean, we'll be, because I don't know. I mean, I feel like collectively they're probably saying my name because it's easiest because they've already like tried to throw me under the bus, right? But
they haven't said any names yet. They've just been like cautiously trying to like say, oh well, what game do you want to build for you? And like, yeah, that'd be the easy route, you know, like things like that, trying to get us to break up. But then we want to vote. Who are you thinking?
I know Dixon probably will be fine getting rid of JJ. Because he's said JJ's name before.
Yeah.
I feel like if somebody's going to get anyone else to flip, and by anyone I mean Dixon, it's her.
Yeah, I agree. She's the slickest of all three of them, it feels like.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what do you think?
No, I'm fine with that. I think Rachel's probably more dangerous socially, and JJ's more dangerous in challenges. And I don't think, and Schneidman is a little clumsy in his tries to, you know, his attempts to be shady.
Hey,
how's it going? What are you thinking?
Okay, so Kayla and I were talking, and so I'm 100% on board with you, Meredith, you, Holly, Kayla, Sophia. I'm like, I've been on board 100% so we're in the room with her just now with Dixon. And she was saying that the only reason she voted for Dixon because she knew he had a compass. I did not know that information, and I did not know that information. So that's a red flag for me.
I finally got the opportunity after like 3 nights to tell Dixon, I only voted for you because I knew from Hagar that you had a compass and you were going to play it. I knew you were going to be safe. I maybe should have waited a little bit longer to tell him, not in front of Matthew, and I think Meredith was also there, but I just, like, I couldn't wait.
And Dixon had told me that he had, or I think he told the group, that he hadn't told anybody about the compass, is what he said.
So that scares me a little.
I mean, I'll just be honest and say, like, Dixon is my number one target after we get rid of the other 3 just because he voted for me, right? And if I wouldn't have been, like, paranoid and, like, voted for Deshaun, I would have been gone. And I will tell you that Sophia actually, I mean, hindsight now being 2020 and what you just said, Matthew, she actually tried to talk me out of voting for Deshaun.
Really?
So I wonder if she wanted me to be the vote because she was like, oh, I don't think you need to. And I'm like, but if he told Hagar to vote for him, he has to have something. And she's like, oh, I'm sure that that's not.
Should we do you want me to vote for Deshaun then? Because then that way at least it'll be 1-1.
I think that's a really good idea.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's a little sneaky.
Yeah. Well, that's good that Hagar has the compass, and it's good that we know that who had something? Nobody else had anything else? Oh, the other idol compass was played already.
Okay. I found that. I have the steal a vote.
What?
Yeah. I have that.
Oh, okay.
Amazing! You did great!
I haven't told anybody yet. So only you two know. I'm
Okay,
fine if we
cool.
told Kayla. I don't want it to get out otherwise. I wasn't going to tell anybody until the other team, maybe they have one too. If they had one, I was going to play it to like rebut that. I did tell Matthew, Kayla, and Holly that I have a steal a vote. It was causing a lot of anxiety, and I was afraid somebody was going to make a rash, dumb decision because they were scared of the steal a vote. So I did tell my core alliance about the steal a vote. I really wanted to keep it secret, but it felt like a bigger risk to not say anything than to say anything. Hopefully they keep it to themselves and we can use it to our advantage at some point down the line when we need to. But maybe they'll screw me somehow as a result. We'll see.
That's the people I want to talk to.
I know, me too. I just wanted to say I'm going to do everything in my power to keep you in the game, Schneidman. I know you're in a more precarious spot, perhaps.
I made a final 3 with Dixon and Sophia, which felt good. You know, they probably see no path to the end. That's why I made a final 3 with them, because I'm like, I'm a person promising you to get to the end.
Unless in that room people were talking about me, and then you should keep me.
The people on Team Adam were not willing to say a name. I feel like I should be the person coming with an idea, because I'm the one with the least amount of power.
Please.
How would you guys feel about Meredith or Kayla?
I mean, that's your call, Sophia. I'm with you to the end.
I'm more worried about both JJ and Rachel going towards the end. I think they're both more strategic.
I hear you on that. Would you feel better about one of them, Matthew or Hager?
Rachel, JJ, and Schneidman, all you can tell that they're playing this game hard and they're playing this game manipulatively. Yeah, I think I would. I think Hager especially is more strategic than what I've seen from Kayla and Meredith, and that does scare me.
Yeah.
I would consider it. I would want to definitely be sure that we have the numbers on our side.
I just feel bad. Like, just the emotional side of me feels bad for taking Hager out, just because of the fact he really didn't get to compete.
Let me throw a totally new name out there. What about Holly?
Totally down. It felt like they were really on board. You know, at first Sophia was like, well, can we get out somebody from your side first? And I was like, I don't want to do that, because then I get other people to help you.
You guys are going to hate me if I say something.
Say something.
Say something.
I just feel bad because I know, like, everything she's going through right now. Like, you don't know what's going on, like, Schneidman, because you didn't hear her story.
I know, but if we keep playing with her, we're going to have to take her out eventually.
My biggest issue still continues to be Dixon. I kind of went aggressive on him, and I wanted him to know that I'm willing to flip with him if that's what he wants to do. Now, I was convinced after days and days and days of not talking to my party at all that he would 100% be flipping. And even when he said over and over again that he wasn't flipping, I didn't believe him. So I wanted to get on his good side. If he did flip, I didn't want my name thrown out there.
We need to stay tribe strong, and then let's decide which one of them. I almost feel, just because, like I said, at least my opinion, Rachel's like the devious, like, mastermind, but JJ is like the physical threat.
Yeah.
I think we can take Schneidman out at any moment because he sucks almost at everything that he's done.
So the only concern now is, like, do we float the name Schneidman if we're forced to, but then we go with Rachel?
So when we were in that room earlier, I don't know who said it, but it was like, vote Rachel, put JJ's name out there.
Vote Rachel, put JJ's name out there.
And
I think that makes sense since he did so well in the challenge. He might be feeling threatened and might play a compass for himself, and he might be less likely to play it for Rachel if he has one.
Yeah.
But I think voting Rachel's totally fine.
Okay, we want to go Rachel?
But go Rachel, and then try not to say a name, but if we absolutely must, say JJ. Is that what we're thinking?
I think so.
We didn't really trust Dixon. We made sure to give him a fake name. So right now, Kayla, Meredith, Holly, and I are a core 4. And then Sophia's like our 5th.
Definitely want to connect with Matthew, Holly, and Meredith one-on-one moving forward. I'm a little bit worried that we're not getting enough time together.
I was told that the four majority in the Adam group is me, Matthew, Meredith, Holly, which is news to me because I thought that Sophia was in this group the whole time. So that's really, really bad for me because I think that means I'm 4th. So I'm eventually going to have to do something about this. Problem is that I don't really trust anybody else outside of that 5. So if I do something, I'm going to have to really put the fate of my game into hands of people that I don't trust.
My whole plan going into this also was that we tell Dixon a fake name.
Yeah, we have to, I think.
And Dixon, he's still Team Adam, but we don't really trust him, and he does no reason to trust us because we unanimously voted him out.
If he flips, I honestly don't blame him, and I'm gonna try and let him know that because if I was voted out unanimously, I wouldn't want to work with these people, especially with there being 6 of them. That's way too many people. You're clearly on the bottom. So I don't blame him if he flips.
So basically we gave Schneidman this name, or we agreed with him to vote Holly so that he would use his extra vote on voting Holly.
Get back to the 3 people. Like, you guys didn't pick a name yet. You guys said probably JJ or Rachel.
We have not picked a real name yet. We've picked Holly with Schneidman as a false name. I think we should vote out. I think we should put votes on JJ and say we're voting out Rachel. Or do you think the inverse?
I'm just so scared of
JJ
JJ.
is more dangerous in challenges. I'm just saying.
Basically, this rendezvous has been a nightmare. It has not gone at all well for us.
I'm really hoping that Sophia and Kayla are true to what they're saying and they're actually sorry for voting me out. I don't know how much I believe that, but it's really the only thing I have now at this point.
I did play pretty messy. So I'm a little bit concerned about my discretions coming back to bite me. But only time will tell.
What are your thoughts on Dixon for real?
He scares me. I think he would push me in front of the bus if it would save him. But
I agree.
Also,
and I was gonna go for him tonight.
But I don't think he's as big of a social threat as JJ or Schneidman, or even potentially Rachel.
I mean, he's literally plotting with them right now.
Yeah.
I feel like you trust him more than I do.
That might be true. Should we change it to voting off Rachel then?
So here's the thing. I'm sure Holly, Matthew, and Meredith are coming up with a name right now.
My only concern for tonight was that I perhaps revealed too much of how I am playing this game. I really came in full force, and I'm afraid that other people notice that. I am just hoping that enough people think that I am going full force on their side, not against them.
Okay, so I was really trying to get what's going on in Dixon's mind.
Yeah.
Like, have either of you guys talked to him this round?
Not this round, no.
Not really.
I think he was in the room at the beginning with us, but that was it.
So Sophia really kind of trusts him. Do you guys trust him?
No.
Okay, thank you.
I think he's the most likely to flip.
why
really
wouldn't he
believe
be?
he had a compass. Huh?
Why wouldn't he be? We voted him out unanimously.
I know, and I really didn't think he had a compass, so I'm also surprised at how well he was able to hide that. Because he's kind of frenetic. I kind of expected him to be able to hide it that well.
I was thinking in my head, a lot of great players can stay calm at all times. Dixon just stays paranoid at all times. So there's no change. I hope that Sophia's not cracking with Dixon right now.
Yeah. They do talk a lot.
Yep.
Well, I don't know if you've talked to Sophia, but Sophia said the name the other tribe was talking about was Holly.
Yeah. Should we be concerned that Holly is in the room with them for a really long time?
I'm doing what's best for my game, to keep moving and to not get eliminated. And so they can love it or hate it, whatever.
I have words for everybody. I'm ready to say them. Yeah, it's just not looking too good.
I really had an opportunity to potentially make a move.
We feel very screwed right now, and how we just don't know what to do. So,
well, I feel the same way. I feel let's just be open, right? You and threw my name out there.
Holly is such an annoying little snake. I want to flick her.
That's the thing. We really don't have any leg here. We don't have any power to say this should be the person. So it would be stupid and impossible for us to be the ones to say a name.
Well, you guys saw Hager and Dixon go into that room, and I think that one of the two of them was my vote, right? That's what I think.
Yeah.
That's what I think.
Right.
So,
do you have a hunger to do Hager?
I have a hunger to be here tomorrow.
And like this is the thing, like there's only 10 people left. Like the time to start making your moves is now. And like I will be completely honest, and this is gonna sound like a threat, and it's not a threat at all, but I'm just saying, like, if we have this plan tonight and like it doesn't go that way, and one of us goes home and then the following, like it's gonna be very hard to have like to convince us that you win at the end, because you have a chance to make a move right here. And like if you take it, that's great for your game. Don't take it, it's not that it's not great for your game, it's just going to be harder to convince people.
No, I get it. Yeah, I think, well, like I said, I think it's a good idea.
Welcome, everyone, to our first Rendezvous Crossroads. So this is where games are won and lost. As everybody in the game will now hear everything you have to say here at the Crossroads. The jury will be present. The person deserted today will become the first member of the jury, and all deserted players from here forth. And so it's important that when you come to the Crossroads that you guys are properly explaining your game. It's a great place to differentiate yourself from other players and really make your mark on the game, as this is where all the action happens. So before we get there, let's talk about the challenge, the other big part of our game. So Dixon, huge win today. How important was winning that first challenge in the Rendezvous?
Okay, so I feel like winning the first challenge is super important just because of the fact whenever tribes or parties typically merge, it's typically crazy for the first vote. So I'm very glad I won this challenge.
How's the group looking at the challenges as far as the vote is concerned, as the challenges are becoming more and more important? Is this a topic of conversation when we're thinking about who to vote for, or are we still looking at party lines as far as that's concerned?
So I think, like, at least it's got to be in the back of people's minds, right? Like, this isn't a 10-player winner game. Like, it's only one person's going to win. So if you get to the end and you're with people that are maybe going to get you, like, you got to think about all that stuff. But I think that, I mean, nothing that you guys have done has been, like, typical inside or outside of the box challenges, right? Who in their freaking right ass minds like decides to shovel fucking flour with a spoon? Like, you can't prepare for that, you know? Like, I mean, these are not things that you can prepare for. So I think it's definitely at least in our minds, but maybe not conversation yet.
How does everyone feel going into the Rendezvous? I mean, as far as former party lines are, we're sitting with 7 former Team Adam, 3 former Team Wendell. I'm going to direct this one at JJ, former Team Wendell. Was it everyone mixed together, or is it still very much Team Wendell trying to break into the Team Adams right now?
I think that obviously going into the Rendezvous and us just sitting on the Discord, the main party chat at the beginning was obviously awkward because it's very, very obvious that there's 7 and 3. So I think that it was hard, and I think that just you kind of have the cards laid out for us, and it feels like they're gonna stick to their guns, and we just have to kind of hope that we can wiggle our way in somewhere and hope to make it at least past 10. I don't know.
Yeah, Rachel, would you agree with JJ that it was pretty much Team Adam on having their conversations and then jumping in, talking to Team Wendell when they could?
I mean, I feel like it was just Team Adam talking to Team Adam. I made a pitch and asked if anybody was willing to work with me, and the answer was a resounding no. So I am fully anticipating going home either tonight or Sunday or Monday. But I mean, it's hard. 7 to 3 is a huge difference. And because we had to go to Crossroads so much back to back, I mean, we're coming in with no advantages. We had to burn what we had, if we had anything, just to get here. And I wish it was not everybody on their former teams, but I understand why they're playing it that way.
See, Team Adam, is that how you guys are seeing it as well, or is Team Wendell playing it a bit coy right now?
So with the advantages, I'm not 100% sure that they don't have any, so I think that's an unknown for sure tonight, so I think there's still risk. I don't think it's just set in stone 7-3. There's going to be no funny business. There was Team Adam people talking to Team Wendell people. There was intermingling, so I wouldn't say it's just cut and dry 7-3. But yeah.
Yeah, so is there any worry then, Meredith, as far as you're concerned, as to who the other Team admins were talking to? Were you kind of creeping on the other group chats to see who was in them?
Oh yeah, I mean, you're always kind of keeping an eye on that, but I think we're all kind of more anxious about the advantages that they might or might not have on their tribe.
Sophia, are we looking at a unanimous vote, I guess? Unanimous from Team Adam, or are we in a split vote type situation? You guys are right, with all the advantages that could potentially be out there, this could be a fun one.
I know you would love me to say what I think is exactly going to happen tonight, Jonathan, but I think all I can say for sure is that if you've made it this far in the game and you're at crossroads without exemption, that you'd be a fool to not think it was you going home. And I think there's truth to both what Rachel was saying and others on Team Adam were saying about the pros and cons of voting with your team and voting against it. I will stay cryptic like that.
Right. Fair enough. All right, so who wants to tell me who's feeling especially safe tonight? All right, here's your question.
Raise your hands.
Yeah, raise your hands. Is anyone feeling like it's definitely 100% them? JJ?
I feel like it's a
Weird way to phrase that question, but
chance it's me.
yeah.
So Team Wendell's definitely confident they're getting a majority of the votes tonight. There's no hope coming from the other side whatsoever.
Yeah, I mean, like, it was interesting to hear Matthew talk about how there was some intermingling. Matthew, you and I didn't talk once.
This is true. I didn't say it was me who was doing intermingling, but there was other people doing intermingling.
Matthew, you did not speak to me. I asked to speak to everybody. I mean, I was in rooms with people and asked people to speak to me, and people wouldn't speak to me. So we might have been in the same room, and we might have eventually made small talk and gotten to know each other a little bit more, but nobody talked game to me.
Matthew, there's 7 people in your party. 4 of you are not making it to the end. And if you're comfortable with that, okay.
I don't know what has been said in rooms that I am not in, so if there is game talk or not, who knows?
And let's say someone does get voted out tonight, they will become a member of the jury. And Matthew, I mean, they're directing at you. Let's direct a question at you. Does that come into play at all, knowing that one of these players will be voting for a winner at the end? And
yeah,
they've all stated that you didn't make an effort to talk to them today.
I mean, they're correct. I did not make an effort. Yeah, I'll try better in the future, I guess.
Now, was there anyone else on Team Adam who didn't make an effort? This is fun. Let's have a little therapy sesh here. No? Is there anyone worried that someone on Team Adam has flipped? And potentially it could be a Team Adam member that goes home tonight. Alright. Doesn't seem like I'm getting much more out of you. So what I'll do is I'll get to what I think everyone is waiting for, and we will open things up. If anyone has anything that they would like to say to try to sway tonight's vote in any way, now would be the time to do so. Again, this is your last option to use the Whisper Room, which is available this evening. If anyone would like to do so.
We should play the extra vote. You should play the extra vote tonight just to be safe.
And play it for Rachel.
I think so. Fingers crossed she's have an idol, but we'll see. I don't know.
Okay.
I'm just making sure the vote's JJ tonight, right?
Yeah, JJ.
Like 100%?
Yep.
Somebody told me Rachel. I just need to know who to vote for.
We're saying JJ.
Everyone is saying JJ.
Everyone?
I just want to let you know I'm not voting for you. But I'm going to vote for you guys. I just don't want to like have to hear my name and like feel my heart sing.
No.
Okay.
Rachel might be spreading paranoia and lies, but Rachel told me that Holly is on board with voting Hager tonight with the three of them. And I know that Holly and Dixon also talked, and I'm afraid that he also will vote out Hager.
Okay.
Did Holly make any allusion to that when you talked to her?
No.
All right. With that, I will be closing down the Whisper Room for this evening. If you have an advantage that can be played before the vote, now is the time to do so. All right. Let's get to the vote. All right. The votes are in. If you have an advantage that can be played after the vote, now is the time to do so. With that said, Hager, although he does not have a vote tonight, he has played his compass, so any votes cast for Hager will not count. If anyone else has an advantage they would like to play, now is the time to do so.
Jonathan, I am going to play my compass as well.
Alright. JJ is playing compass as well. Any votes cast for JJ also will not count. I'll get to the votes. Our first vote is for Hager. Will not count. Second vote is for Hager. Will not count. Third vote is for Hager. Will not count. Fourth vote, JJ. Will not count. Fifth vote for Rachel. Sixth vote is for Rachel. Seventh vote, and all of the votes afterwards are for Rachel. By a vote of 6-0, Rachel, you have been deserted at the crossroads. Do you have any last words for your party?
Well, damn, I wish I knew you could have played advantages when you weren't here. But, no, it was a great game. I'm glad I met everybody. Good luck. I look forward to seeing what happens, and I hope you guys make some moves so it's not boring.
All right. Thank you very much for playing the game, Rachel. If you could stick around for just a moment. For the rest of the Explorers, back at it on Sunday.
The one thing I noticed was that Hager put in that thing, he sent a GIF. He got him, and I'm thinking in my head, like, Hager, brah, like, you wasted your compass because you weren't going home, so I don't even know why you would play that.
And with Crossroads concluding, 2 compasses played, Hager negates 3 votes, JJ negates 1 of his own, but the majority of the votes still do go to Rachel. Rachel is the first member of the jury. From what I saw from Rachel, she was a pretty dang good player. She just was on the wrong side of too many challenges. Would have been a great player to see go far in the game. I know she's a lawyer and would have been able to speak well at a final ascent. Shane, any final thoughts on Rachel as we introduce her to the jury?
Yeah, I think the fact that she was a lawyer put a bit of a target on her back with Team Adam because they thought she was a really cutthroat player, and for them that was the biggest target to get out, opposed to Schneidman and JJ.
Yeah, and I don't think JJ and Schneidman have long to go either at this point. Team Adam seems like they're sitting pretty tight together. Any thoughts on Schneidman and JJ? Anything that they can do? Anything that puts one of them over the other at this point in the game?
So JJ did have a compass nobody knew about. He played it incorrectly. It would have been bad for him if he did play it for Rachel, because he would have went home, actually, because the vote was 6 votes Rachel, 3 votes Hager, 1 vote JJ. Holly had played her extra vote in the voting booth. The interesting thing that Schneidman and JJ should do is find the one person that voted for JJ, which was Dixon. So Team Adam didn't trust him. They gave him a fake name. He voted that, so maybe he earned their trust, but I know that for him, he's not going to trust his team anymore and want to make a move. But if they think he trusts them, perfect spot to be in. And I think JJ and Schneidman could benefit from that. Maybe those 3 link up and try to make some big waves in the game and go to what they think's the final 3 together.
Right. I mean, we know Dixon has his shortcut from yesterday, Schneidman with his extra vote, and you mentioned that compass that was introduced. Dixon found that as well.
Yeah.
So man is playing with, like I said earlier, a full deck of cards right now. A lot of things could happen with all those advantages in play.
Oh, absolutely. We have twists in store that might mess up the game too, so a lot of advantages could be coming out. Dixon's already shown he can win exemption. Can he do it again and not have to play advantages? That would get him even closer to the end. So I think he's potentially in a good spot as long as he can read everyone properly.
Yes, I think that's definitely something that he needs to really tune in on and, not keep accepting wrong names from Team Adam, because that's clearly, they want him on the outs. So with that, we can wrap up day 9. Thank you everybody for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Follow us on Instagram at Expedition Online. Always feel free to donate to the charity pool. Again, these are benefiting both our captains' charities as well as our players' charities. Whoever wins will get a portion of the funds. So please always help us out. It's very appreciated. So for Shane Byrne, I'm Sam Donovan, and this has been day 9 of Expedition Online Vesuvius. Thanks for watching.
You guys would have decided with the name, I would have played my idol or my compass to save you and turn the vote onto Holly so we could take away her extra vote. That way I would have been in a good spot and it would have been 5-4 since Meredith's gonna miss on Sunday, but this is either gonna lead to my downfall or it's gonna lead to my win, because this is the day I needed to make a move, but I didn't.
All right, I'm using my extra votes. I'm hoping that this person goes. I'm gonna pray that all works out well and that Dixon and Sophia did not fuck me over, but my vote is 2 times Rachel.
Oh god, this is making me so sick to my stomach. I'm hoping that this works out, but I'm gonna vote for Hager tonight.
Rachel, I hope this works.
I will be voting for Rachel. She's still one of the remaining Team Wendells. She seemed pretty angry towards me during the crossroads. I don't know if that bodes well for my game, but yeah, I'll be voting for Rachel.
This is so freaking stressful. I am voting for Rachel. Hopefully she doesn't have an idol. The other 2 don't have idols and they don't play it right. We'll see how this goes.
All right, I think I'm probably going home, but let's hope some people voted with me for Hager.
As a great fictional president once said, decisions are made by those who show up. Sorry it had to be you. I actually kind of wanted us to work together, but them's the breaks.
I came in tonight knowing that I wanted either Rachel or JJ to go home. And if I don't vote for one of them, then I'm not going to be doing myself any favors. So tonight I'm voting Rachel.
Dixon, will you go to the whisper room with me next? Should I make it sound more seductive?